Hello and welcome to this week's Slice of Madness on VR Vertigo. Behind me you will see the Starfield trailer playing. Oh, he's going on about Starfield again, I can hear you say. Yes, I am. And it was with great excitement I sat down in front of my monitor to watch Keith David deliver a great performance on the new Starfield trailer. As I settled into my seat, the camera opened up on Keith David, his lovely timbre filling the screen and my ears. He waxed lyrical, causing me to ooh and ah. The music started to draw to a climax. His voice started to get even louder, and Starfield, the logo, filled the screen. Imagine, however, my disappointment in noticing that there was no PSVR 2 icon. You can't imagine how crestfallen I felt. Well, you probably could actually if you're watching this video, because VR enthusiasts. No Starfield on PSVR 2. Yet. And why do I say yet? Because surely it has to happen. And I'll tell you why it has to happen. Skyrim. Skyrim has laid the groundwork for every Bethesda game to be turned into a VR game. Oh, and don't worry, I'm aware of the fact that there's a huge mission here in the shape of Fallout. I get it. But historically, things are not the same now as they were then. Starfield has come to PlayStation with much fanfare. Todd Howard and Bethesda knew fully what they had to do in order to make this work. And yet there's a piece of the puzzle conspicuously missing, and the picture won't be correct without it. There's a narrative that has been developing over the years that VR needs all the help it can get. It needs flat screen gaming. And of course, that's not untrue. But what the doom mongers and naysayers are forgetting is that the narrative is and has been changing. VR is expanding. It could do with expanding more quickly, of course, and this is part of the problem. We're so used in this modern age to being delivered things up front, complete, bells and whistles, everything. And what you're watching with VR is the rather public and, in some cases, messy development of an entire platform. But the truth still holds. No matter how many people say that VR is dead, it still isn't dead. In fact, you can't beat the bloody thing off with a stick. And that's a good thing. I've said it before, and I will say it again. AAA gaming will find itself with its pants down, as all the people who've been developing for VR over the last 5 years find themselves effectively in clover. And not just because they've been developing for VR for quite some time. They will be trusted. And any AAA game developer who, let's face it, has taken the trust of gamers and effectively stamped all over it before casually picking it up and throwing it out the window will have much catching up to do. The AAA gaming industry, for all its history and financial security, has a trust issue. We, the gamers, don't trust it. It now has to work twice as hard to deliver anything half as good as the games that they were making 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And VR is entirely unencumbered by any of these issues. VR is by gamers, for gamers, and that is a fact you can take to the bank. When Skyrim VR came out, I couldn't quite believe my luck. I gave my PSVR 1 a complete kicking playing that game, and I rather hope to give my PSVR 2 another complete kicking playing Starfield. And the fact that it's appeared on PlayStation 5 can surely only be part of the business plan. With the historical success of Skyrim on VR, surely Starfield stands to make exactly the same impact, if not more so. There are more people playing VR now than there were during the PSVR 1 days. It's become more popular, and with every development cycle, it's becoming even more popular. Oh, and I know people go on about, well, what about the motion sickness? Technology is getting better. That will soon be a thing of the past. And if it does appear the technology is at such a state now that it doesn't last long, people are able to cope so much more easily now with VR than they were back then. we've learned so very much. And so, Todd Howard, I say to you, stop faffing about. Give us what we want. You know, it makes sense. Starfield is a game which, even though has issues, still stands to, in VR at least, rewrite much of what has already been written about VR games. And so, brothers and sisters, I say unto you that soon we will be able to don our headsets and meet amongst the stars. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share. It really would help the channel. And until next time, bye-bye.